Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome back to Formula Amateur, where today we'll be talking all about how we compare the support series in Formula 1 and IndyCar. We'll be discussing Formula 2, Formula 3, F1 Academy, and IndyCar next. So let's get into it, shall we? So I'm going to go through the different elements that these categories have, and we'll compare them along the way. So first, let's start with a strange one, gender. In Formula 2, Formula 3 and IndyCar NXT, there are no such rules where only men or women can take part. But in F1 Academy, it's specifically only for the young women to get a start in a Formula 4 category. And now on to what tyres they use. Famously, wherever Formula 1 goes, Pirelli goes. So Formula 2, Formula 3 and Formula 1 Academy also use Pirelli tyres, but IndyCar and IndyCar NXT use Firestone tyres, so they are slightly different. And if you watch IndyCar or IndyCar NXT on TV, you will notice that there's also a Firestone Hawk because the tyres are called Firestone Hawks. There's always a mascot for that to support them. And now let's talk about teams. This is where it gets different because in Formula 2 there are 11 teams, in Formula 3 there are 10 teams, in F1 Academy there are 6, and in IndyCar NXT there are 8. And because there's a variance in the teams, there's also a variance in the drivers. So overall for Formula 2 there are 20 drivers, in Formula 3 there are 30 drivers, in F1 Academy there's only 18 drivers, and there are 24 drivers in IndyCar. And in terms of how big the teams themselves are, so in Formula 2 there are 2 drivers, in Formula 3 and Formula 1 Academy there are 3 drivers, and in IndyCar NXT, depending on the team, there can be between 2 and 4 drivers in each team. And now something a little bit different. How many points do they get at the end of the season that goes towards their super license to make it upwards in their racing career? So in Formula 2, for a first, second, or third position, you are awarded 40 points, which is the minimum you need in order to join the Formula 1 grid. For a fourth position, it's 30 points. For fifth, it's 20. For sixth, it's 10. For seventh, it's 8. For eighth, it's 6. For ninth, it's 4. And for 10th, it's 3 points. And that's at the end of the entire season when they collect all of the championship points together. Similarly, in F3, for first place you get 30, for second you get 25, for third you get 20, for 4 you get 15, for fifth you get 12, for 6 you get 9, for 7 you get 7, for 8 you get 5, for 9th you get 3, and for 10th you get 2. And in Formula Academy, in first position you get 10, in second position you get 7, in third position you get 5, in fourth position you get 3, in fifth position you get 1, and then anything below that is 0. And in Indy NXT, for first position you get 15, for second you get 12, for third you get 10, for fourth you get 7, for fifth you get 5, for sixth you get 3, for seventh you get 2, for 8 you get 1, and then none for anything lower than that. And as these are support or junior series, as some people like to call them, there are also different age restrictions on how old you have to be in order to join the grid, or a maximum age limit to how old you can be before you can't take part. So the age requirement for Formula 2 is that you need to be at least 17 years old, whereas for Formula 3 you need to be at least 16 years old. For Formula 1 Academy, you need to be between the ages of 16 and 25, and for IndyCar NXT, you need to be 16. And in an ideal place for every racer's career, let's talk about the ideal progression for them. So from Formula 2, you would want to go up to Formula 1. From Formula 3, you would want to go up to Formula 2. For Formula One Academy, the winner actually gets to choose which new category they want to do. So once the champion is announced, Formula One Academy collaborates with them to help them get into a category that they want to get to. This year, so in 2025, Dorian Power won, and she chose to drive in European Le Mans Series. The year before that, Abby Pullen won, and she joined the GB3 Series. So it literally depends on where the champion wants to go and how they support them on that onward journey. And I suspect that probably for everyone else, there's a similar situation in terms of support. Maybe not as much as financial, but support either way. And then in IndyCar next, the natural progression would be IndyCar itself. And in terms of how many races there are per season, for Formula 2 there are 14 races, for Formula 3 there are 10, for F1 Academy there's between 6 and 7, and for IndyCar next it's 17. So IndyCar next gets the most races, and a lot of them are alongside IndyCar. They get a lot of mixed tracks in terms of ovals, in terms of street tracks, but they are they're the most. And now let's get on to the nitty gritty. How many points are awarded per race to each winner? So the support series for Formula One all run a format of 2 races per weekend at least. In terms of Formula One Academy, just like last year, this year the women are getting extra races added due to other race formats being cancelled due to the ongoing issues in the world. So they get an extra race added to be able to balance the quota of how many races there need to be each year. So for Formula 2, in the sprint race, which is the shorter race, in first position you get 10, in the second position you get 8, in third you get 6, in fourth you get 5, in fifth you get 4, in sixth you get 3, in seventh you get 2, and in eighth you get 1. And in the race, in first you get 25, in second you get 18, in third you get 15, in fourth you get 12, in fifth you get 10, in sixth you get 8, in seventh you get 6, in eighth you get 4, in ninth you get 2, and in 10th you get 1. In Formula 3, you get 10 points for first, 9 for second, 8 for third, 7 for fourth, 6 for fifth, 5 for sixth, 4 for seventh, 3 for eighth, 2 for ninth, and 1 for 10th in the sprint. And in the race, it is the exact same as Formula 2, so 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1. And then in Formula 1 Academy, it is the same in terms of the sprint. Is the top 8 get points, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then in the sprint in the full race, it's also the 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1. And then IndyCar next is where it gets a little bit different. So they can have double headers that are at different points, but the most important race of those amount of points. So for first position, you get 50 points. For second, you get 40. For third, you get 35. For fourth, you get 32. For fifth, you get 30. For sixth, you get 28. For seventh, you get 26. For eighth, you get 24. For ninth, you get 22. For 10th, you get 20. For 11th, you get 19. For 12th, you get 18. For 13, you get 17. For 14, you get 16. For 15th, you get 15. For 16th, you get 14. For 17th, you get 13. For 18th, you get 12. For 19th, you get 11. For 20th, you get 10. For 21st, you get 9. For 22nd, you get 8. For 23rd, you get 7. And for 24th, you get 6. Plus, whoever qualifies in pole position gets an extra point. And for the depending on how many people have led the race, that's how many extra points are awarded. So let's say there are 5 different race leaders. That's 1 point for each of those 5 drivers added to it. and then the driver who led the most laps in that race gets an extra 2 points as well. Thank you so much for watching or listening to another episode of Formula Amateur. I hope you've enjoyed. The next race coming up is the Canadian Grand Prix next weekend, so watch out for the race rundown for that. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week as always. Don't forget to check out my lovely colleagues on the Be the Change Media Network. Don't forget to check out bethechangemedianetwork.com. Goodbye.